Just a few quick words on writing generic code. We need two things really in the C language to write generic code. We need void pointers and we need function pointers. If you recall, the qsort library function used both. It used void pointers and a function pointer. Anyway, if we've got both of them, we can write generic reusable code, which in my book is far better than writing code that can only be used once. You can design and implement an algorithm. You can always design an algorithm that's independent of the data being manipulated, but void pointers and function pointers allow you to implement that algorithm. In other words, they allow you to write that using the language of C. Now, what do I mean by independent of the data being manipulated? Well, the qsort function. Qsort, the Q stands for quick sort. Somebody somewhere has written a sorting algorithm. An algorithm for sorting an array of things based solely on whether one element is greater than or less than another element. Now, what the person who wrote qsort did was they took that algorithm and wrote it in such a way that it was actually independent of whatever it is that you're trying to sort. You can be sorting bananas or CDs or employees or integers or floats or anything you like. The algorithm stays the same. So that's what I'm talking about. Now, this concept is very, very well summarized by Rob Pike, who's a bit of a C legend around the traps. He's got a web page that he's called Notes on Programming in C, and for the address of that web page, just look on the file that I have included on the CD called links.htm. I've written you a little web page called links.htm which contains that the link to that particular web page. The Notes on Programming in C webpage. Anyway, go there and read what he has to say about function pointers right at the end of his page, or the second from the end. You may not understand everything he's saying. He talks about complexity abstractions and all sorts of things like that. They are quite difficult concepts, especially if you're not a commercial programmer. But have a read of it and see if you can get what the thrust of it is that he's talking about. He says it better than I can say it myself. Okay, that's about it. I really just encourage you to write generic code all the time, whenever you think of it and even whenever you don't. Keep asking yourself, is there some way that I can make this piece of code generic? It looks like something I would want to use again. How can I make it generic? How can I make it reusable? Can I use a function pointer? Can I use a void pointer? If you keep asking yourself those questions, you'll become one of the most productive programmers that you will have ever known.